Hey guys, what's up? Cardfight here, and today I'm here with a quick explanation about generation breaks and Legion, because apparently some of you guys are still confused about how these mechanics work. Not so much Legion, but I might as well throw this in for people who are newer to the game. I know a lot of new people who are starting to play because they thought that this was the very first set in the game. So a lot of new players are playing. They're like, oh, BT1, it must be a new game. Yeah, boy, were they wrong. So just gonna explain Legion real quick. Yeah, and we'll talk about generation breaks and how to perform a stride in a bit. So, what is a Legion? A Legion is a new, not very new actually. It's a mechanic in Vanguard. Wait, where's my thing? Crap. It's a mechanic in Vanguard where you get 2 units in your Vanguard circle. And with that, you can do Legion attacks and stuff. So how you perform Legion is when you're grade 3 and your opponent's grade 3. Well, if you have the Legion Vanguard. And you have 4 cards in your drop zone. I'll just say these 4 cards are my drop zone. You can go, oh, I'm going to perform Legion because your opponent's grade 3, you're grade 3. Legion, put 4 cards back into the top of your deck. And then you can search your deck for a grade 2 with the same name. Or with the name as the card stated up for your Legion. Which goes back to my previous video. It just has to have the same name to Legion. The same name as the specified name. And then you perform Legion. That's how you perform Legion. When you perform Legion, you fulfill certain conditions. Like, for example, this card. It says when this card is Legioned, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or lower rear guards and send it to the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, you can fulfill a lot of conditions when you Legion. There are other cards that are rear guards that also get effects when you Legion. So, keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it for Legion. For Legion, when you attack, you are looking, the base power is this here, so it's 20k for this unit, and any other extra power that either unit gets will be added to that 20k. For example, when it says this card, when this card attacks, it gets plus 2k. So it'll be 22k when it attacks. The criticals are not added. For example, if any critical that your Legion mate gets, it will not be added to your main card. So all the criticals that you gain are criticals from this unit. So if you get a critical trigger and you add it to this unit, it won't go through. So please keep that in mind, because a lot of people have been asking on the True Kaiser deck profile. The extra critical that Yusha gets from his limit break is not added to the great Kaisers. So please keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it for this one. Also, when your opponent attacks, they attack your main unit. So the unit that has the Legion symbol thing on on the card. And then when they're both grade 3s, yeah, it's just look at the card. It's usually always the right side. Yeah. The defense is not added, so you just look at the base number here. Or if it's a cross ride, then yeah, it's a cross ride. So that's pretty much Legion. Next we'll talk about generation breaks. Generation breaks are kind of like limit breaks. Let's see. No. Alright, there we go. So as you can see, it says GB2 here. How a generation break works is it counts the number of units in your generation zone and your Vanguard circle. So for example, if you have a card that's GB1, let's see if I can find one. This card here, and you have a face-up card in your G zone right here. It's like that. Yeah. This is your G zone. Actually, this is your G zone. Cards are usually face down. That means you can still use them. I mean, like use them for Stride. When they're face up, it means you can't use them anymore. But they contribute towards the GB, which is a good thing. So right now I have Chrono Jet Dragon, and I have this kid. So since I have one card face up in my generation zone, he gets to use his GB1, which is Counterblast 1. When this card attacks the Vanguard and it's being boosted, you can pay the cost to retire, send one grade 2 or lower unit from your opponent's field to the bottom of the deck. This effect cannot work unless I have a face-up card in my G zone or in my Vanguard circle. For example, now I can also use this card's effect because this guy is a Stride, and you can use it now because it counts as a card in the G zone, which is kind of weird, but that's how the ruling works. Right, next, how do you perform a Stride? So in order to perform a Stride, use discard cards in your hand equal to 3 or above in order to do it. So for example, if I want to perform a Stride, you go, oh, I'm going to Stride. And then you can either discard a grade 3, like this, to perform Stride. Or you can discard one grade 2 and one grade 1, like so. They, oh, I'm going to perform a Stride, so I'm going to discard this. It's equals to grade 3, so I can do it. You go Stride. Or there's another way you can do. Each clan is going to get one of these very soon. And I call them grade 1 Strider. I don't know what I'm call them. But basically, they're great ones that can help you pay for the Stride cost. Since his effect means his activates from the hand. Activates from your hand. When you want to pay the cost for Stride, this card gets 2 plus 2 grades, so it becomes a grade 3, so you can pay for the Stride. So that's pretty self-explanatory about Strides and how to use Generation Break. I'm not sure if I'm doing too great of a job explaining, but hopefully you'll understand. Alright, next, let's talk about the actual Stride units. Some people are asking, oh, it's 15k plus. What does 15k plus mean? So 15k plus means it gains the power from its heart. So what is the heart? The heart is the unit that you showed on top of. So in this case, it's Chrono Jet Dragon. So it gets 15k plus 11k. So it's a 26k Vanguard. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. So it's a grade 3 Vanguard. I mean, yeah, it's the grade 3 Vanguard that you showed on top of. Brain fart, sorry. And at the end of turn, the Stride goes away. It goes straight up into your generation zone. So you can't use this unit again. You can't go, oh, I'm going to Stride again. And go, oh, you have to use a face down card in your G zone. Another thing to be noted is once you are Strided, the new Vanguard gains the power and name of the new card on the card it's shown on top of. So for example, if I was playing Liberators, and let's see, let's use another example since it might confuse some of you. Atmos here, you can it's considered all clans, so you can use this card in all decks for tournament play. So when I Stride Atmos on top of my Prominence Core, Atmos gains the name of Prominence Core. So that means you can use clan archetype specific effects. So for example, Agravale, you have when this called, you have to have a Liberator Vanguard, right? And since Atmos has Prominence Core's name, you can use the effect of Prominent Agravale. So that means you can splash these guys in all archetypes. Same thing goes with all the new units that are introduced. For example, let's see. For example, this guy, you can use him in Beast Deity because he'll gain the name of the Beast Deity unit you shot on top of. For example, if I shot on top of FX Buster Extreme, it'll gain the name of FX Buster Extreme. So yeah, you can use this guy in a Seeker deck since he is a Royal Paladin, and you can still activate your Seeker effects. For example, Blaster Blade Seeker. And I think that's about it. Is there anything else I'm missing? I don't think so. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope this is clear some misunderstanding, or if I said something unclear, you can just ask me, cause I'm kind of out of it today. So yeah, this is Kartaku, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.